Going on, guys? Back at it again. Today we have the new Begode race. Trying to figure out my pad placement and everything right now, but so far so good. We are headed downtown. Can't do as much off-roading with this because it's geared more towards racing and street with the street tire they have on here. It's almost like as wide and as big as a motorcycle tire, maybe like a little 300cc or something. But we're gonna hop on the 606 here in a second. Cruising down Grand right now. But so far so good with this wheel. Everything feels pretty nice. Suspension and all. I have it at the lowest setting of compression. So just testing it out because I'm not doing any jumps or anything. Just want it to be like a more comfortable ride. But going from the V14, which was a 16-inch wheel, up to this this is a 20-inch rim, so tubeless tire too. So pretty cool. Pretty excited about it. LEDs are pretty sick. Headlight is super bright and has like a flashing capability as well. So that is pretty cool. And just the overall look of it is nice. Stock pedals. It's pretty much just all stock right now. Nothing's been done to it. Just getting a feel for it right now. But I can already tell, like, it is super stable and somewhat nimble for a 20-inch wheel. I haven't had any wobbles or anything like that, so far so good. I have to turn off the alarm. It starts beeping anything above 30, so I haven't messed with any of the settings yet. I got it on. Did bump it up to pedal hardness 3, but other than that, I haven't done much. And then I just switched it to miles per hour. It was showing in kilometers before, so. But yeah, so far so good. Just getting a feel for these new power pads and everything. But it should be a great high-speed race wheel. This one only has like 20 or 30 miles on it, so it's brand new out of the box. So I'm just getting a feel for everything. I don't know what the PSI is. It feels a little low. I would say maybe like somewhere between 30 and 35 PSI. It says a max of 41. But it felt fine to me, so for the time being, I'm just leaving it where it's at. I actually had trouble getting my pump to fit on the nozzle, so I just didn't mess with it. But it's definitely not anywhere close to being flat or overinflated, so it should be all right. But just the leaning and control on this wheel is, I can already feel it. It's a big change up from the V14 in motion. I do need to get a seat for it. I will do a little bit of seated riding on the trail, but not on these city streets. These cars are nuts and they'll just jump in front of you out of nowhere. So just trying to make it to the trail here. But yeah, this is a 210 volt wheel, 3,800 watt hours. So I think that puts it at around somewhere around 18 amp hours total. So I think the V14 was around 17.91, something like that, at 134 volts with 2,400 watt hours. So definitely this is a bigger, heavier wheel. This is versus 86 pounds on the V14. This is just over 100 pounds, I believe. But I mean, this thing cooks like nothing. It feels like you're going a lot slower than you're going, but it's just so stable and super responsive, and 5,000 watt motor in it, so no issues with power. I have it in race mode right now, just doing a little test. I believe I have it up to 100% charge, maybe a little under. It showed it would go to like 100 and then back to like 89 on the charger. I didn't check the EUC World app, but I can pull it up in a second here and see once I get out of all this. Should be somewhere in like the high 80s or low 90s, so nothing to worry about speed wise or anything like that. But oh, it feels so nice. Everything, suspension, and so far no complaints whatsoever. Oh, actually, you know what? I was supposed to go straight. Let me see if I can turn here. Yeah, I'll pull up the EUC World app here for some reason. But yeah, the only complaint is the battery boxes are so low that you really can't mess up with curbs at all. Otherwise, you're definitely gonna hit a curb with those battery boxes, or at least the LEDs that are protecting them. But the plastic seems like very strong and sturdy. A little lower than I thought. Everything seems pretty normal to me. Yeah, 71% right now, so today it's around 55 degrees out. So plenty of juice. It says said like 60 to 93 miles of range, but who knows if you're pushing at higher speeds, how fast you could drain it or how long you could actually go. I'll have to do a range test on it one of these days. Just trying to figure out my feet position really here. But I do like the stock power pads that come with it, and then it's got a nice little handle too. Just pop it right up, and then definitely need to get a cushion or some kind of seat situation going with it. So that's the next step, is the seat. I'll either makeshift something or I'll just deal with it until I don't know if they've come out with a seat yet. I know there's like Grizzly kits and stuff like that, but I haven't really looked into it since I literally just picked up this wheel. So, but so far I am loving it, because most of my riding is urban streets anyway, so but it's nice to have a taller wheel so my knees aren't as crunched, because I'm 6 foot, so bending down on the V14 for seated riding was kind of for longer seated rides, it was not as comfortable as I wanted it to be, and the seat and the whole situation with the V14 it's not really meant to be to sit on, you know. It's a trail wheel for stunts and jumps and all that. So but yeah, we're pushing around 30, 35 right now, just flying. But I am getting that first alarm for speed, so maybe I'll turn off the second speed alarm. I gotta jump in the Begode app and figure that out, but at least I did turn the volume down on the beep, so it's not as loud or obnoxious. But I feel like my left foot needs to move a little forward. I haven't found my footing on this wheel yet. But overall, like, super solid build, and I did look into tire changes, of course, and it doesn't seem too bad other than that suspension. But I mean, that's simple. It's just you take an Allen key and crank it over, pull the tension off the the spring coil, and then from there, I don't know if you would need a what are those things called? One of those impact drills, or if you could just use a standard socket wrench. I know this thing has a bunch of different. It has like Phillips, Allen's, and then some other like hex bolts as well. So you definitely need. Not as universal as in motion with just like literally two Allen keys, and you can take the whole thing apart. So hopefully we won't have to be taking it apart anytime soon, but you never know, you know. But yeah, for the most part, I'm just hoping nothing rubs. I know one of our buddies, his tire was rubbing on the battery case, so I'm just keeping an eye on everything, making sure there's no wobble or nothing unusual, but everything looks okay to me so far. But yeah, I do like the suspension, both sides. Spring suspension with a little hydraulic for the rebound, and just the overall like bigger wheel is really nice to move up to a 20 here. See how we do over the speed bump. Oh, like nothing, just eats it. All right, here we go, entering the 606 right off of Armitage here, the beginning of the trail, and then we'll jump off here and we'll hit Milwaukee, take Milwaukee down, heading towards the South Loop. So should be a fun ride here. Beautiful day for it, no rain in the forecast. And then we'll pop down seated here, see how we're feeling. Ooh, if I can, yeah, easy, no reach at all for seated. A little weird feet position, but all good for the most part. A little hard to see your speedometer though, but just trying to get the feel of it's definitely it's a race wheel, but I mean for me, I don't do much racing or like high speeds. The fastest I go is like 45, or I don't know, maybe we'll see if I get better on this. I'll do 50 or something like that, but I'm not I'm more of a technical rider where I enjoy, you know, penduluming and riding backwards and doing all the fun things you can do on these things. So just trying to feel, yeah, I mean, even without the seat, like it is a nice seat. So I don't know if I even will get one. I know if I hit bumps, it'll definitely like hit you there. But I mean, it's not too bad. Definitely much higher up from the V14. So happy with the, I actually traded, this was Bobby's wheel. He had ordered it and then pre-ordered it, I guess, and then it took too long and he got another wheel, and then I guess there were some issues with these wheels and they weren't addressed, so he sold it to another guy, and then he offered to trade me this wheel for the V14, so I was like, sure, why not? V14 had around 2,600 miles on it, something like that. So I think I got enough out of it. Used it to commute and a little off-roading and just fun in general. So yeah, this is a 606 in the fall. Leaves are coming down. Still a lot of people out on the trail here. But man, that wind is hitting me. People don't look here. they just walk out on their phones and I don't know. Gotta be a defensive rider when there's people around, especially in the city. Cars are the worst enemy. But yeah, everything seems normal to me as far as no rubbing or anything like that. Maybe I feel already just hitting a small bump back there that I do need to stiffen up the suspension a little bit so it's not bottoming out, but we can do that later. It's just a twist of a knob, no special tools needed for that. Just two dials on the left and right side of the wheel. We'll pop up here for a second. Get by these guys. Fly out here. So it is Sunday, November 2nd. Just finished up Halloween with the kids. And had a great time. Got a lot of candy and getting ready for Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up. It's been a good year. Watch out for these doggies. A lot of dogs. But yeah, we're almost done with the trail here. Just flying down here. But I'm digging this tire. Looks a little bit off center, but I think that's normal. No rubbing yet that I can tell. So this week I'll take the little valve cover off and check the pressure and make sure everything's good. But just flying home right now. Moving from Elmwood Park back to the South Loop where I grew up. So that should be cool. I'll be in the city instead of having to commute there, especially during the cold months. It's hard to get down there and see everybody for the group rides. So I'm excited to be back downtown. Should be fun. But yeah, in race mode it makes a different noise. Like you can hear the electricity flowing through it. I don't know if it uses more power. I think the high speed race mode is for more for just higher speeds, lower magnetic field, I think. And then the off-road just increases your torque. So I would think the race mode you'd get a little better range, but we'll see. I forgot what I said we started at. I think it was like 70 or something. I have no idea. With these Begodes, I have no idea how to keep track of anything or if it's even accurate. But I thought it was. I thought it said something like 70. On the charger, it was telling me like 89 or I don't even know. But I guess we'll see. I can probably check the mileage and state of charge on the EUC World app, and then go back to where I said that in the video. Figure out what I started at. But yeah, tons of foot traffic right now on the 606 here. But we are cruising. Yeah, I definitely need to put at least just like a pad on the back. I don't know. This wheel definitely reminds me of. It's like a Batman wheel. I love the look of it and everything. It almost looks like it looks like every other Begode now. They all have the same kind of look about them with the LEDs and all blacked out. I just hope everything's good with the board, and I got lucky with this one. I hope it's solid, you know. So far, so good. You know, only time will tell, but we will see. Ooh, yeah, that bump definitely hit. All right, we're jumping off 606 here. I don't know if I want to pop on Milwaukee or might just go this way. We'll see. Let this guy come out here. Might just go this way. Beautiful park. Actually, we'll go through the park here. Do, 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 do. Scared to slip in the grass with this street tire. Should be fine though. I always did a little off-roading with the V12 when I had it, which was technically, I guess, like a hybrid tire, but I don't know. They're all the same. I do miss the. I haven't ridden this thing without like headphones or anything else, or without like extreme wind. But I do miss the knobby tire sound, flying down the road. Gives you a little sense of presence, but I don't know. This thing's pretty sick. I like it. Super stable. We're at 32, cruising with the cars. Just trying to feel it out a little bit. It's honestly my first like real ride for just, you know, not around the neighborhood, but just in general in traffic and whatnot. So gonna take it easy, nothing too fast, and I am in the sport Crocs today, so the lucky sport Crocs. Hopefully they treat me well. I do want to ride the P6 though when that comes out. I'm very excited to see just with all the specs, and I mean it's in motion, so the safety factor of everything with them, it's a game changer for sure. But we're giving Begode a shot here. Gonna see how we see if we turn into a Begode boy. But yeah, I am really trying to figure out the my footing here. But it is windy today. Oh my goodness. Hopefully the mic isn't picking up too much wind, but it should be an internal headset. If not, all this audio will be lost. But we'll see. Jump in the bike lane here. Nobody's there. But yeah, much heavier wheel, 100 pounds, a little over 100, so harder to stop, more centrifugal force with the bigger rim and everything. It's just going to take some getting used to. I've ridden bigger wheels though, so penduluming and riding backwards on this thing has been easy to do so far, but it's just going to take practice and time, you know, to learn everything again on this one. Be comfortable with it. But here we are. We are on Milwaukee and Augusta. So yeah, I can definitely feel the weight of this thing, especially when it's on one leg. Seems pretty good to me though. Woohoo! Flying. Feels good to be back on the wheel. I haven't ridden my I wasn't even riding for a little while on the V14 even. Just didn't have much time with work and kids and everything. So feels good to be back on the wheel again. It's nothing like it. See if we can jump over here. But yeah, for the most part, it's pretty silent other than the sound of electricity pumping through this thing, 210 volts. It's insane. Yeah, so we're traveling, I believe it's like 15 miles from, wow, that wind, from Elmwood Park to where I'm going downtown in the South Loop area. So we'll see. I'm cruising at around 30 miles an hour the whole time. Nothing crazy. And we'll see what we're at when we get close to there. But I will do an official range test, and I'll do a lot of other tests on this thing, like I don't know if I could do 0 to 60, but maybe 0 to 30 and just see the power and everything and torque it has. Maybe I gotta mess with the settings and feel it out, see what's right for me. Jump over here. I guess we could just take Halstead down. Yeah, thank you guys for watching and staying subscribed. It's been cold these last couple weeks, months. Getting cold, end of summer, so haven't had time to film, but there's more on the way for the winter time and then obviously next spring, so stay tuned. But yeah, this thing cooks like nothing, like so easy, so balanced, so feels so stable, low to the ground. Pedals are super low, but I think you can raise them up. I haven't messed with anything yet. We'll see if we have to or not, but this wind is just knocking me right now, so just trying to get there and not freeze to death here with the Crocs. Toes are already frozen. But yeah, the seated riding on this thing is like a game changer. Even though it's a race wheel, you're not supposed to really sit on it, but you can. It's pretty comfortable even without the even without a dedicated seat, you know, just because it has that flat surface on it. But yeah, maybe I have to move my power pads a little bit forward because it looks like my feet are a little bit further back than I want them to be, but I don't know, I'll figure it out later. Let's see where we want to go here. Oh yeah, little baby pendulum there. Yeah, I definitely want to, just in case I do hit a big pothole, I do want to stiffen up that suspension so I don't bottom out too hard. Lime scooter boys. Everybody double limes. It's like double dashing. Shouldn't do it. I would never trust somebody to fly me down the street on a lime scooter on the back. I guess they don't go too fast, maybe like 15, 16 miles an hour, something like that. But yeah, just carving with this thing, it's like, it's something else, you know. Going from the V14 to this, it's like huge, huge step up. Feels like a real machine versus like a small off-road toy, you know. This thing just wants to go fast. I can feel it. The wind. Oh! Just trying to cut through the wind the best I can. dropping down. We're gonna make it. Trying to figure out the lean on this thing without any of the assist like the InMotion had. But we are definitely cooking right now. I don't know why the front light is flashing. It was flashing there for a second when it was beeping. Maybe it's like a safety feature. Alright, here we go, Roosevelt. See if we can pop over here. Yep. Get a little baby lean in there. Yeah, I definitely got to move my pads for it. I can't even put my feet as far forward as I want to. Weird feeling. There we go. Let these guys go. But I mean, all around, like the look of the wheel is nuts to me. It's a great looking wheel. And the build quality is pretty, versus the plastics on the V14, which you could just bend them and they'll break. This thing, it looks like you could dump it and the plastics would not crack, or they would still be intact. So definitely much higher quality materials used on this wheel, which is nice. Guess that means replacing parts, if they do break, will be more expensive, because the V14, everything on it, I mean, it was cheap and easy to replace. So, but I don't plan on dumping this thing or getting dumped by it anytime soon. So only time will tell. I do feel a little bit of maybe if I put my power pads on, it's a little rough on the inner shin, almost like the calf area with the plastic. I think I'll get used to it. Here we are, Chicago, Chicago. Flying down Roosevelt here. And then they're building, oh, they already built it, great. So we got over here, looks like tennis courts and football or soccer field, and then they're building something else over here. I used to ride these when I was younger. I had a couple dirt bikes and a mini bike, and I used to rip around those dirt trails over there. So that was always fun, but now they're finally doing something with the land over there, which is cool. Whoa, got a huge gust of wind, but this thing just like pushes straight through everything. Like nothing can stop it. I think it's the weight that keeps it so stable, and the big rim. So, all right, we made it. Thanks for watching, guys, and try to get out more and shoot some more for you. All right. See you on the next one.